Good day, YouTube. It is the 28th of December 2024. This is my 1995 Honda Acty. This is a JDM K truck. JDM is a Japanese domestic market, which means these were designed and built for Japan, not for sale in the US. You have to wait till they're 25 years old and import them. And there are people that do that. There are companies that do that. And I got mine from actually a U.S. serviceman that imported them, just looking to, maybe make a buck, find something to do that helps pay the bills kind of thing. And that's how I got mine about a year ago. So I've just completed a video where I've changed the oil, filter, did some things. We put some limit chains on the tailgate and etc. You can find that video. Next thing we're going to do with this thing is build a trailer hitch on it. You can buy a trailer hitch for, I don't know, about $700. I've been to the scrap yard and got about $25 worth of scrap iron, and we're going to build it out of that. A couple things that I got a bunch of these brackets because they were by the pound, and we are going to do a few things different with my hitch than what you can buy. So if you were to put a stinger all the way out here, say 4 feet away from the back of the truck, 5 or 6 feet away from the rear axle, and start putting a bunch of weight on that, you have such a lever on this that you could actually overload the back of the truck very easily, very quickly, without that much weight. If you have a hitch, like a receiver hitch, that already starts off 6, 8, 10, 12 inches away from the back of the truck, then you put your stinger in and add another 4 to 6 inches to that. Next thing you know, you've got a lever way out here, and 100 pounds of tongue weight will feel like 200 pounds of tongue weight. I don't know all the math, but that is roughly what we're talking about. If you all have been on a teeter-totter in your whole life, you understand that the same weight would make more difference the farther away from the fulcrum. So you could actually be on a teeter-totter with your 3-year-old if you sat closer to the fulcrum. See what I'm saying? So we are going to fit this bumper tight to the back of the truck and not put a receiver on it that needs a stinger that ends up with the ball clear out here. We're going to put the ball right on this piece of angle. And we're probably going to use one of these brackets, or a 1/4-inch bracket. They were nicely bent. I haven't fit anything yet, but something like that. Again, keeping it very close to the truck, so that I'm only going to put a small trailer on this thing, but it isn't going to overburden my little truck. Now, these are unibodies. There is no frame on this thing. It's just a unibody. And I've asked the Honda Acty community on Facebook, how do you put a hitch on these? And well, let me grab one of these. The World said, and there's one company that builds that hitch I was telling you about, uses the shackle. So I have pulled this side of the shackle off, and the hitch that you purchase comes with a bracket that would fit over those studs from the shackle, and then just nut this thing back on there like that, and it comes out and holds their bumper. So that's my design too, because there really isn't much choice. I mean, there's nothing really to get a hold of other than a sheet metal frame that you can't get to the other side of. So unless you just really build something crazy and pull this whole back end apart, you're not going to get to it. Now this seems a little odd to do that because this has to move a little bit, but a lot of people are running it, so that's what we're going to do. And I've actually worked ahead of you just a little bit because I got kind of on a roll, and I used some of these brackets that I got at the salvage place and drilled a couple holes in this, and then drilled a couple more holes and bolted another bracket on. This thing just came out freaking perfect. How come that one hits up here? It does hit up there. It didn't have had it on there. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little grinding up here. It's just a little wide. That's fine. We can do that. But I'll show you kind of how that thing came out. See there? I'm gonna weld the top of that angle iron here, and then we'll put some bracing in behind it or something. But we'll get it all fit to the truck and we'll get this all tacked. And that's the way we'll do that. Now, I have the other side fitted as well. Yeah! I think I left it over there. And I have the bolts kind of broke loose on that shackle. And you do take this shackle off. Do I have it here? Yeah, there it is. You do take that side off and leave it off. And that's the way we're going to do it. So let me take this one back off. Do a little grinding, a little clearancing. We'll put those nuts back on there loosely. And then we'll put the other side on. And then somehow or another we'll fit that angle iron piece up here. This is as found, by the way. I haven't cut it to length. I mean, it's rusty, but I'm buying scrap. If I were to go, the only other steel place we have here in town, I could buy angle like this. I think it's 2.5 inch. But I'd have to buy 20 foot. And if you have priced new steel lately, oh my goodness, it is so expensive. I don't even know how you can afford to build steel things anymore. It's crazy. But anyway, let me get that one on there good. Let me get this one on there good. And then I'll bring you back and we'll start fitting this to it. And as soon as I like the fit, we'll get the welder over here. We'll get this thing cleaned up a little bit, tack it into place, and make sure everything is copacetic. And then we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. All right, just got back from Harbor Freight. I picked up a couple of these. I'll show you what we're going to do with those. I grabbed the 2-inch ball for our hitch, and I had a few of these sitting around for other projects, and I've stolen a bunch of them. I did pick up a couple more, although I haven't had enough to finish this up, but I didn't want to run out. I use them for lots of things. So I've got these brackets all in place. I did some grinding on them to clean them up so we can weld. Let me show you what we're doing. I'm going to take this. Hang on. And we're going to weld this like this. Okay. The angle iron's going to sit down on that, and it's going to weld where my thumb is. Okay. It'll also weld down here, and a little bit of that lip's going to stick out. Okay. Now, these are going to be the strongest points of this whole bumper slash hitch assembly. So on the bottom side, this side, I've also got it ground down. That's where we're going to put these. Again, it's the strongest side, so if you got to pull someone out of the ditch or something, that's where these are going to mount. Okay, so we're going to weld those on first, so we don't have to do them upside down. And then we're going to weld these like I just showed you here. I think we can do this all on the rig. If not, we'll unbolt them. We'll at least get them tacked on so they don't move. we can unbolt them. Remember, this thing has to unbolt because the shackles bolts go from the inside out, which means you'd have to go left and right to get the brackets off. So we have to bolt these from underneath right here to make the bumper hitch removable. Okay, so I think we're still in good shape, on the right track. If we get these welded on, and then we get those welded to here, then we can move to this angle piece. This is the top, this is the face. Got one of these brackets left to weld in the middle. We'll drill this out to put the ball in, and then we'll use a couple of these for safety chains, if you will. Yeah, picture coming clear. These will go up there on the face here. Okay, that's the plan. Let me get to getting here. All right, we got this side welded in. I got mostly welded from the back side, even upper corners anyway. Super strong. We'll get the other side welded in. I just got it C-clamped in place for a moment, and we'll go from there. See what you can see from here. Okay, I'll get the inside what I can and the top a little bit, and that'll be pretty good. Alright, here we go. Got everything clamped on. I kind of created the hitch ball mount thing, got it stuck on with some magnets. Let's get everything welded or something. I gotta tack this side because I got a C-clamp in my way for grinding the rust off. do for now, I gotta put the 2 clamps on. Then we gotta take this whole thing off, and I can weld where maybe it needs to. Yeah. But yeah, I gotta finish this one, get that clamp off, do some grinding. And like I said, we gotta put these here on. I put them down low so I can flip them up easily and hook safety chains to them and such. What do you think? Okay, I'll finish this up, bring you back. Probably gonna be tomorrow, it's getting late. Here we go. Well, boys and girls, this is a game changer. I made a mistake. So this morning, there was actually a local couple that wants to buy a Honda Acty truck, and he's way taller than me, and he wanted to be sure that he fit in one and wanted to sit in one. So he was on the Facebook page for Honda Actys, and I says, I'm local, come on over. And he did, so I put the truck down on the ground, and the suspension, you know, came up, and that shackle went like that, and now my bumper is very crooked, and the mount is actually hitting the body. I did not anticipate that much movement of that shackle. My whole design is a little off now. I think I'm going to just re-drill a hole on the bottom and straighten that out while it's got some weight on it. But I did not anticipate that. So I get to fix it. So let me do that. In the meantime, I was looking at some other things I need to do. I'll need to put some sort of end on the angle iron, because I, again, want to support the rear portion of a rack from there, but I don't know what that looks like yet, and I don't want to do anything if I can't figure it out, so we'll do that. I want to put a little more support on that tongue right there, and with that I need a way to put my backup camera on, which I can't remember if I even showed you this yet. Anyway, this is a backup camera for the radio that I put in, and I need a mount for it somewhere, and I don't want it above the bumper. I want it at least a little out of the way so it doesn't get stepped on or hurt in some way. So I was thinking, I got that little piece of metal, maybe putting it underneath here, about like that. Get it all welded in, add some support to that tongue, give me a spot for the backup camera. Yeah, and a few other things. So let me figure out my mounts. Dang, boy, I should have let this thing down, but before now, I might have completely changed my whole support design, but I didn't. I've got to fix it. Here we go. All right, I drilled a new hole, put those at a different angle, and now it's in the down position. If I let it down, hopefully it's somewhere in the range of level. Let's set the truck down. All right, it's on the ground. Oh yeah, it's way better. I'll be darned. And it's got room back and forth. So I guess I'm happy with that outcome. It just was a modification I didn't know we were going to have to make. Okay, I'm going to put it back up and pull that bumper off and start doing some finishing touches to this thing. As far as the ends are concerned, you know, I've got this coming right out at the side of the tailgate, so I could do something like with an upright here for this rack, but I'm gonna have to think about that for a while. I don't want to do anything with it at the moment. We'll just leave it like that. We'll come up with a decent idea and we'll finish it today, tomorrow, a week, a month, a year, something like that. But for now, we're just going to finish up the bumper. Let's get it off. All right, boys and girls, before I pull this bumper off, get a couple brackets put on. So I need to be able to mount my backup camera. I haven't really figured out exactly what that looks like yet, but I've got this piece of metal that I had pulled out yesterday that kind of has this tab on it. It's going to give me options for getting that camera mounted. I don't like it poking out here, but maybe from behind. So anyway, I'll be able to do something with this. I just don't know exactly what that is, but it will work. And then this is a pretty strong piece of 1/8 inch. I'm going to go ahead and weld it in here, kind of backing this thing up a little bit. So give that thing a little bit more support. All right, let me get that welded. Let me get that license plate bracket welded because I can't use these anymore. And yeah, we'll go from there. Here we go. I pulled that bumper off to the back side. So I welded a tab here for mounting the backup camera to. I think that'll work good. I can get to it from the back side. I can drill holes, stuff. There's a couple holes here so I can put tie wraps for my flat 4 trailer wire harness to attach. I'm going to get some welding done because I don't want to weld upside down. So we'll just get these, you know, just a kind of a light buzz on some of this stuff, and then we'll start cleaning this thing up, get ready to paint it. Here we go. All right, we got all that underside welding done. We'll get the top side, well, top side's all welded anyway. I think we're ready to start grinding a little bit, clean up all these edges, clean up some of the welds and stuff. Then we'll get this thing wire brushed and we'll get to painting it. We're going to use truck bed liner on this thing. I think we're ready to do that, so let's get grinding. Here we go. Boys and girls, we got it all wire brushed down and got it wiped down with acetone, and I think we're good to go. Let's get it painted. It's starting to cool off. Beautiful day today though for end of December. I know you're seeing this in February at the earliest. That's the way we roll. So we're using truck bed coating iron armor from Harbor Freight. Stuff works really good. I got this a little over half full can, and I picked up another one yesterday. So we'll go with a kind of a light coat here. Alright, I'll bring you back in a bit. Alright, well, we put 3 pretty good heavy coats after that real light coat, and I just used up that can. It was probably a little over half full, so very happy with the results. I always am. This is good truck bed liner. I'm a little spooked because Harbor Freight's got those on closeout right now, like they're gonna do away with it and come back with something different. But I'll show you real quick. I use this on the hood of my tracker, which only sits outside, and it's been 3 to 4 years ago. That hasn't been washed in a couple months, but not a single chip. It still looks good. You know, the clear coat was all peeling off. Now the rest of it's peeling off. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, well, I think we're done with this for today because not much we can do with it till it dries. So we'll put the bumper back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday for me. And the wiring is supposed to show up tomorrow or Tuesday. I can't remember. Anyway, this is separate turn signals and tail lights and brake lights, rather. The turn signals are separate from the brake lights, so they share the same filament on most American type cars, at least older ones, and all my trailers share the same filament, turn signal, brake light. So I just got an adapter. It's coming from Amazon, 20 bucks, something like that, and so that I can have basically separate brake lights, turn signals, but share the filament on my trailers. So yeah, so this thing is never going to haul anything heavy. We've been having a little fun on the Honda Acty forum on Facebook, where people are sure I'm going to get killed for having a trailer hitch like this. Now, I've been towing trailers all my life. I've put hitches on at least a half a dozen motorcycles. We've traveled from Oregon to New Mexico hauling a quick camp queen size tent trailer. It was 650 pounds on my motorcycle, no problem. But you got to be smart. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to do them. I'm not like going to be throwing my tractor on my car trailer and towing it. No, come on, I'm smarter than that. But I've been towing, especially this trailer. It's I bought it new 2017, I think. It's not very heavy. I mean, it's got 12-inch wheels. It's lightweight. It's a 2,000-pound maximum trailer. You know, as loaded as you can get it. That's all the tires will take. So that's the trailer we're hauling. It literally has 50, 60 pounds of tongue weight. And I throw my mowers or a golf cart or something on it. Golf cart's probably the heaviest thing it will ever haul. And we won't, not like we're going to put it on the freeway or something and go crazy. I got other rigs that can tow if I need to haul weight. No big deal. But I do need to move trailers around. So, for example, if I'm hooking up one of my speaker towers to the mystery machine, I'll tow it out front with something smaller, the tracker or this or whatever. If this works out good as a tow rig, the idea is maybe I can get rid of one more rig. We're up 12 vehicles. You know, pay the insurance bill on that every month. We're down to, I sold my Chrysler 300 and my red tracker to buy the new Bronco. And if I can sell one more, get one more insurance down and not have so many things sitting around, that would be cool. I really want to keep this truck. So idea is if I can make it tow small trailer and have it for moving trailers around the property here, pulling stuff out. Yeah, even the car trailer empty. I just need to pull it out of the ditch, back it out of here, so I can hook it up, because I can't hook that thing to the Super Duty, especially with the camper on it, and get it out of here. It's just a little tight. So that's just what this is for. So yeah, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll put this bumper back on and away we go. Boys and girls, it's all done. It's installed. The one thing that caught me off guard yesterday, which I had to mess with what I showed you, was this angle. So right now it looks very crooked, but with the weight back on the wheels, it's nice and straight. So like I said, we got the license plate mount on it. I went in and drilled and tapped these for $1.20. So it's the only SAE on the whole truck, but hey, it's what I had. It was handy. This isn't mounted yet. I stuck it on there and the paint adhered it to this location, so I'll have to kind of pry that off of there and then install it, which is great. So I got it, I have it just a little bit farther back, so it is behind here. It's right flush with it at the moment, but there's a little room back there to put it behind, hopefully to protect it. Anyway, this came out pretty good. Again, reinforcing it from the bottom. This is 1/8" angle. It's really hard angle, by the way. I tried to bend it and wasn't having it, so not by hand anyway. Got the ball tightened up. Got my chain mounts on it. I didn't notice till after I had it welded, but I got these at Harbor Freight at different times. They're slightly different shape. Dang. Oh well, stuff happens, right? Again, my tow hooks right there at the mounts. So I wouldn't say they're overly strong, but they are as strong as they're going to be. How's that for antics? So yeah, I do find myself pulling stuff, getting stuff off the trailer, different things. Having that is helpful. So we got to wire this thing. I'm waiting for the wiring kit I mentioned to arrive. It's supposed to be here today, and we'll get that started. It won't be too bad to do. And then at that time, we'll wire up the backup camera. I believe the video cable is actually coiled up under the dash. We'll have to find a way out of the cab and then get back here with it. But we'll leave it up on the lift till we get all that stuff done. I do not know what I'm going to do for a rack yet. This thing pivots so much it can't be hard mounted, so I have to come up with some sort of a fitting. But for now, we're doing nothing. But I would like some sort of a rack for this, for hauling, lumber, pipe, ladders, etc. But for now, we'll run with nothing. And I'll think about that. When I have a great idea, we'll implement it. I did also note that these chains work well for the bed sides. So yeah, leaving it hooked up to there, if you just want to drop the side, it works good for that. So sweet. My tires, those Yokohama Geolanders, got those coming from Japan. They're saying they're supposed to be here today, and that's incredible because they were in Japan last week, and they'll be here today. So that's cool. We'll throw them in the back, and I'll make arrangements with my tire folks to get those mounted up. Again, I'll hang on to these 12s, these 145/70 12s, too small for my trailer. So guys, that's going to wrap this up. We got our good shape. It turned out the way I wanted it to. It's not going to haul my car trailer down the freeway with a B-body Dodge on it, but it's never intended for that. So anyway, yeah, my trailers are pretty small. I'll be pulling those speaker tower trailers around my property here and my little trailer that's behind the black tracker very often. My house is about less than a half a mile that way. I keep my zero-turn mower here at the barn. I throw it on the trailer and run it to the house and mow with it. I do that, every week, sometimes twice a week. In the summertime, gets a lot of use that way. And I'm pretty curious if I can say if I run across a ride mower or something that's on the side of the road for free or whatever, can I get it in the back? And that's yet to be seen. We'll play with it later. And that's why I want to be real careful when I go to build a rack, because I don't want something in my way. If I want to load a freezer, refrigerator, dressers, that kind of thing, this truck is very good for that, but I don't want to build a rack that's going to hinder that from happening. Guys, appreciate you watching the video. Thumbs up on your way out, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Don't forget, I check your comments every single morning. I did that this morning. And if you want to comment on this video or any other video, please do. Or if you just want to say hi, I will say hi back in the morning. All right, catch you next time.